Yo, this is Will Talking E. Welcome to the locker room. We talk nothing but basketball. Now, I know there's no games going on yesterday. And I know I'm late for the game one reaction and stuff like that. But let me let y'all know how I feel, okay? So first things first, we had the Nuggets go up against the Heat. For me, we finally had the first game of the finals after a long, dragon season. After a long, just like stressed out season. After all these ups and downs, we finally got our first game of the NBA Finals. Now, who would have thought it was the Nuggets versus Heat? Not me. Nobody would have thought this. I know none of y'all thought this. And if you say you thought this was going to happen, you're a liar. Obviously, we expected the Nuggets to make the finals, but not the Heat. And if you expected the Heat to make the finals, you're a liar. You are a liar. Because, bro, nobody expected this when the season started. Nobody was speaking about them when the play-in started. Nobody was speaking about them when the playoffs started. Even after they won their first round and their second round, nobody thought they're going to actually make the finals. But here we are. The Miami Heat are in the NBA Finals, and they're going up against the Denver Nuggets. Now, Game 1 was a movie, right? And the reason why I say this, it wasn't too many back and forths. It wasn't too many, scoring and stuff like that. But the first 3 quarters, the Heat were getting beat down. I mean, they had it handed to them. Like, the Nuggets were not backing down. They came out to play. They came out to attack and basically just take their soul away. First 3 quarters, it was all Nuggets scoring. Jokic had a triple-double. He's averaging a triple-double in the last 16 games of the season. For me, like the playoffs. And he's also had 9 triple-doubles in these playoff alone. In this playoff run, he's had 9 triple-doubles. He's averaging a triple-double. I don't think this has been done before. Jamal Murray had 26 points, timely buckets, and you know how he scores. When he shoots the ball, as soon as that ball leaves his hands, you better start praying to God, bro. You better start praying. You better hope God is answering, because that shot is going in one way or another. And I promise you, I don't care what team you are. I don't care what team you're a part of, how many championships you win or that you have won. When that shot goes off, bro, and it goes in, you just drop your head, bro. Because I'm not going to lie to you, bro. Those shots come at the end of the shot clock, especially the ones that Jokic be making. Oh, my God, bro. Sometimes I be like, how the Nuggets are doing this. Just somebody help, because Jamal Murray could be guarded by 2 people. End of the shot clock. Best believe as soon as that shot leaves his hand, it's going in. It's going in. And sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. Like, could play the best defense you can possibly play, and he's going to find a way to get the ball in the basket. It's like nothing you can do about it. And then, on top of that, the rest of the Nuggets team showed up. Aaron Gordon's been doing his thing this whole playoff run, especially on game 1. He was doing his thing defensively on Jimmy Butler, gave him problems. Jimmy Butler was not having a great game. And Aaron Gordon was a part of that. They were not playing with the Heat at all. Bruce Brown, he had a couple of shots. Michael Porter Jr., by the 3rd quarter, he already had 14 points. He made a couple of good shots, a couple of threes, a couple of, mid-ranges. He had a couple of good shots. And then we get to the 4th quarter. Now, this is the problem right here. The Nuggets got figured out in the first game. Now, y'all remember when the Nuggets went up against the Lakers and we said the same thing in game 1? Well, the Nuggets went on to sweep the Lakers. This time, the Nuggets got figured out after the 3rd quarter. To begin off the 4th quarter, the Heat started off going back and forth with the Nuggets. Eventually, they go on an 8-0 run, and they cut it down to a 12-point game. It was a 23-point deficit, and in that 4th quarter, it was cut down to 12. Now, mind you, it's still a long way to go, right? We still got, at that time, I believe it's 9 minutes left in the game, 8 minutes left in the game. There's a lot going on. 12-point game. It's final game now. And every time the Heat cut it down to 10, what did the Nuggets do? Come back, score. Jokic and the shot clock shots went in. And then the Nuggets started struggling. Why? Because the Heat started doing their zone. And when the Heat get in their zone defensively, it's over. I mean, they took away the two-man game between Jokic and Jamal Murray from the Nuggets. They took that away immediately in that fourth quarter. They shut that down. So now that they know that the zone affects that, they're going to run that a lot. And not only that, it affected other players too. It took them a while before they really started, picking out the defense. And Jokic started getting the ball into the zone, started getting to Gordon, to Bruce Brown, started really making plays and picking the defense apart, which we expected to happen eventually, but it took them a while. And by the time they figured it out, it was already too late. The Heat cut this down to a single-digit game. And at this point, it is a game. Anything can happen. Now, the Heat got it going. They started hitting their threes, which they weren't making in the first three quarters. And on top of that, they got Jamal Murray tired. Jamal Murray played 40 minutes at this point. There was like 4 or 5 minutes left in the game. And he played like 39, 40 minutes. He needed to sit. But they couldn't sit him out. There's not enough time. Anything can happen at this point. Jokic, they were trying to give Jokic a break, at any given moment, and they could not do it, bro. Every time they sat him down for a minute or two, they had to bring him back into the game. They had no choice. Like the 6-minute mark, they tried to sit him out, give him a break. He had to come back like a minute or two later. I mean, it was like an emergency call. The Nuggets couldn't do nothing without Jokic. And, rightfully so. But at the same time, if you're making it to the finals, you should be able to do something without Jokic. And the crazy thing is about Jokic is that the Heat have nobody to guard him. You would think Bam Adebayo, you'd think that Jimmy Butler might have a turn on him or something like that. But it's not going to work. He is too talented, and he's going to pick the defense apart. And another thing with the Heat, and every team that the Nuggets have faced so far, they always play Jokic like a passer. You're never going to win if Jokic is playing more passing than scoring. You're never going to win like that way. Why? Because he is a passer. He's a pass first. And if you play him as a scorer, you're eliminating his help from his teammates. So now the people around him are not threats anymore. Now he has to try to go win this game by himself, which he's done sometimes, but is not that effective as his passing. Because if he's passing, he's going to get his shots off eventually too. Like the last game, in the first half, he had only took 3 shots. Only 3 shots. We get to the second half, and he's dominating. He's hitting shot after shot after shot. I mean, they couldn't stop him. Bam Adebayo, who we thought was supposed to be a factor in, trying to slow down Jokic, he couldn't do nothing. Jimmy Butler, I mean, he was struggling this game. Bam Adebayo, if the Heat want to win, Bam Adebayo needs to come out more aggressive. He needs to start making his shots. He needs to look for his shot. He needs to, be more aggressive before you start passing. You're not Jokic. And they're going to focus on Jimmy. So you need to start scoring so you open up the shots for everybody else. Because the Nuggets took away that 3-point shot, and the Heat missed a lot of 3-point shots. So that's also nothing for game 2. If the Heat come out hitting their threes and Jimmy Butler's playing better, Bam Adebayo's playing better, who knows what could happen? Especially now that they figured out the Nuggets, who knows what could happen? The Heat need to find a way to win game 2. If they don't win game 2, the Nuggets will still win in Miami. And if the Nuggets still win in Miami, this series is over in 5 or 6. Now for the Nuggets, they have to treat this game like it was a loss. They can't come out here expecting game 2 to play the same way, just more aggressive and just play harder. No. You have to come out, don't come out completely different, but come out with a plan just in case they still have you figured out. You could, start executing. Like a plan B or something. Because right now, it's the Nuggets' game to lose in game 2. It's their game to lose. And if they treat this game like it's a win, and they come out in game 2 and play the same way, they're going to lose that game. The Heat got them figured out. And we knew it was going to happen eventually, but not this quick. Not within the first 36 minutes of playtime. Maybe like by game 2, maybe by game 3 when they go back home. Man, they didn't last 37 minutes before they got it figured out. And also, you have to understand that he played good, but it wasn't their best game at all. So I know everybody's like, yo, what the hell? No, they didn't. No, they did not play good. If you really focus on the shots, especially the 3-point shots that they were taking, those are shots that they usually make. They make those shots. They just weren't falling in game 1. At least in the first 3 quarters. It wasn't falling for them. Eventually, they got it figured out. And that's why I'm saying game 2 is going to be very, very scary for the Nuggets. And they need to figure it out. Because if they lose game 2, best believe the Heat are going to fight game 3 and game 4. And if the Heat can win both at home and still one right now in Denver, it was over. And Jokic was talking about, oh, you know, like they've been winning game 1s in the last 3 series. We were just trying to make sure they don't win it over here in this series. And that's fine. That's cool, right? I'm glad y'all did that. Y'all did your job. But there's no point of saying that if you're going to give up game 2. So game 2, tomorrow, Sunday, Nuggets have to come on and perform. But anyways, yeah, that's enough of me rambling and chatting. It's time for y'all to let me know, chatting down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. This is Real Talk with E, and it's time to leave the locker room. I'm going to catch y'all. Safety, my hearts.
Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
The officials have to review it. And the Lakers win the game. Banks it in. He banks in the 3.
To win it. Good. That's why he's NBA All-Defensive Team. Adebayo, sky high with the block and rejection. This is for the win. Got it. Wow. At 7, working against Butler, got down.